doing number patterns. Number patterns, and this is where we are starting today. In each case, we have to make a sequence with 8 terms. So this is the opposite of what we were doing. We were giving it in words, but this time we are going to write down the sequence going from the words. Okay. Oratile?
Hi, ma'am.
Are you doing one with me?
No, ma'am. Last lesson, ma'am, you said you're gonna explain what does linear and non-linear sequence means, ma'am.
A linear sequence is one where you are adding or subtracting the same thing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just easing us into the lesson. Okay.
So, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
does non-linear mean like multiplying and dividing?
Yeah, boo.
Thank you,
That's
ma'am.
exactly what it means. See, you
Thank
get
you,
it.
ma'am. Thank
But
you, ma'am.
since you're here, I'm going to hijack you. I'm going to do the first one together.
Okay, start with 1.
First term is what?
Multiply by 2 repeatedly.
Okay, so what is our first term?
It's the number 1, ma'am.
It's 1. And we're writing. Remember to take notes. They ask for 8.
8 terms.
Okay, so we've written number 1. What's number 2?
I'm gonna say 1 times 2. It's 2.
There we go. Third one.
And then it's 4, ma'am.
Then 4.
And then it's 8.
8.
And then it's 16.
16. Mental math. There we go. 32.
64.
60.
I need one last one, ma'am.
Almost there.
128, ma'am.
Yay! Woo. Okay, beautiful. Thanks, Oratile. Oh, I forgot to ask about. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is there anybody who is new? Major day it is. Yo, guys, English is just like, I don't think so. Who's here for the first time today? Day 4. You and welcome. Are you the only new person here? Anybody else who's new? Karabo, is your hand up because you're new? Hello.
Yes.
Welcome. Karabo is just like, I'm going to say yes and mute myself. Did you say? She's just like yes and vanished.
Oh, she's back.
Oh, hey. Welcome, welcome, Karabo. Anyone else who's new? Nope. Ooh, Rotendo is new. Welcome. Welcome, guys. I hope you love the Watobe family. We call ourselves. I hope you enjoy the company of the Watobians. But anyway, we have a lot of work to do today. A lot of work to do. Let's do the second. Who is going to do the second and third one with me, actually? Okay, Oluhle. Thank you very much, Oluhle. We still need someone to do the third one. Thanks for Oluhle. Okay, Oluhle. Hi, Oluhle. No. It's like I can't unmute. You're on your phone, so I can then press speak.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, Oluche.
How are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm perfect.
Ooh, she's perfect, guys. Yo, when last did I hear
I
someone?
love that. I love it.
Ooh,
Perfect.
Oluche, how?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
How are we gonna do the second one, Oluche?
The second one, ma'am. Yo, maths.
We start with 256 and subtract 32. So where do we start? Start with 256, it says it.
Yeah.
So your first term has to be 256, and then we subtract 32. Do math for Luce. What's 256 minus 32?
Ma'am, can I go get my calculator for a second?
I said mental math, mental Oluche. What's 256 minus 30? 226. And then minus 2 is
I don't know.
224. Oluche doesn't want to do some mental math. Help Oluche in the chat, guys. It was 224 minus 32. Let's see if we get help in the chat. 224 subtracts 32. It's definitely not 193. There we go. 192. Okay, minus 32. Thanks, guys. You guys are doing so well. 60. I said 60 and then I wrote 30. Guys, do you see that the brain cells are not doing the right things? 160. Ooh, we already have the next answer. 8. Thank you. How far are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's after 128, guys? I see 50 answers here. Now I don't know where to look. There we go. 96. And then 64. Is that all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more. We need one more. 32. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. So this is 32. See, easy. Just follow instructions. Start where it tells you to start, and then continue the pattern as instructed. Let's do the last one quickly. Where do we start again? Remind me in the chat. Where do we start? Oh, I saw someone's hand go up as I said, let's do the last one. I wonder if that person wants to help me. Okay, but there's like 8 hands that are up. Let's see if Asande wants to help me. Asande?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, our first answer is 128.
Is what?
128.
Okay, so we first start with 256, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we divide by 2, thank you. And we have 128. What happens if you divide by 2?
64.
64. Then you divide by 2 again.
32.
32, divide by 2.
16.
16, divide by 2.
8.
8, divide by 2.
4.
4, and the last one?
And 2, ma'am.
2. Thank you very much. Major shout out to you. Okay, I hope our brains are warm, guys. Today is quiz day, so I hope you guys are like ready and steady. Okay, let's move on. I'm guessing everyone remembers how we do this. Okay, this we already had on Tuesday. I almost said Monday. We already had on Tuesday, but I want us to remind ourselves of what we did. If we're filling in the missing numbers, the first one, thank you very much. Amash has already told us it's 4 that's missing. And what is the rule? What is the rule for that one? There's a method to my madness, guys. There's a reason I'm re-asking this. You add 2. Thank you very much, peoples. Okay, second one. Oh, the chat is on fire, guys. Second one, we add 6. And then what is missing? 6 is missing. Thank you very much, you superstars. Let's do the last one quickly. What's the last one? Okay, what's missing is 10. And what is the rule? What's the rule, guys? Multiply by 10. We're listening, see? Multiply by 10. Now, we're going to find the general rules of patterns. So we're going to do the same thing for this one that we see on our screen right now. Okay, so now we want the relationship between the position of the term, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the answer of the term, which is 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. Tell me, do you see any pattern here? Before we go through all of the work about doing this and that, tell me just by observation, what do you think the general term is here? How do I find term number 1? Yes, Chichi says yes. They add 20. Yo, guys. Is 40 to 80 plus 20? There we go. Okay. Okay. So we're plussing 40. 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40. So today is a lesson where we're going to learn how to find a general term. So if I say to you, find term number 150, you don't have to write all of these out until you get to term number 150. Okay, so yes, between term to term, you just add 40. But now we want to know, how do you get from 1 to 40, right? So if you guys remember in my previous lesson, I said, what are we going to use this 40 for? First of all, what are we going to call it? Does anyone know what we call that 40? N, no. It's definitely not N. Term, rule, yo. You guys sound like people who've done this before, but you are jumbling up yo. Constant difference. Thank you, Oratile. It is the constant difference. Okay, constant. What does constant mean, guys? It means something that doesn't change, isn't it? Constant means something that doesn't change. We are adding 40 every time. Look, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. So it has to be the constant difference, not term, Oluche, difference, constant difference. Beautiful. It's coming back to some of us, which is beautiful. So in this case, our constant difference will be a positive 40. Okay. Base, don't jump the gun. This is not a geometric pattern. Okay, so this is a constant difference. So remember, in the previous lesson, I said we're going to use our constant difference as our multiplier. Okay, Olusha says, what's the difference between what? I have no idea. Olusha, finish your questions. Pamandla, do you have a question? Okay, so Pamandla, you ask your question when you are ready. Olusha says, what's the difference between? I'm going to wait for Olusha to finish a question. So this is what will be our multiplier, okay? So if we want to find a rule for this, we know we're going to say 40, which is our constant difference, times something. And now that's where your term number comes in. Term
It's
number.
unmute. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I'm Spamanda.
Hi, nice to meet you. Are you new?
Yes, I'm new.
Welcome.
Welcome to
Thanks.
Watobe.
Thank you.
Okay, are you following so far?
Yes, I'm following.
Wonderful. Okay, nice to have you, okay? Cool. Olusha says, what's the difference between a constant term and difference? Remember, Olusha, difference is something we add or minus. Term is the actual value. So term 1 is 40 because that is the term that is in position number 1. Term number 2 is not 40 again, it is 80. Do you see, Olusha? We are not multiplying, Bridget, but it is a constant ratio. Beautiful. So you guys know these things. You guys know these things. Okay. So that's the difference, Olushe. A difference means the thing you are subtracting or adding, but the term is the actual value. So term number 3 is 120. Term number 4 is 160. But what are we adding or subtracting? 40. So that would be your constant difference. Okay, so back to my explanation. So we go from the constant difference and you multiply it by your term number. Okay, that's what your N is. Okay. Yes, it is your multiplier. That's what you multiply with, Chichi. I didn't make a mistake. Okay, guys, let's focus now. So you multiply by your term number. But remember I said, whatever you multiply by there has to give you the value of the term. So let's say we're doing term number 1. Everyone in the chat, tell me what term number 1 is. What's term number 1? Look there in the chat. 40. Thank you very much, Amashe. How do we know that? Because we look at the positions. Term number 1, that will be 40. So whatever we do here has to equal the value of the term. Is 40 times 1 equals 40? Tell me in the chat. Yes, right? So it's safe to say the rule is 40 times the term number. Obviously, you would have to check this. So we'd go to term number 2. 40 times term number 2 is equal to 80. Is term number 2 indeed 80? Yes. Are we understanding where I'm going with this, beautiful people? Tell me in the chat. Are we understanding where I'm going with this? Now I asked like 50 questions, so I don't understand all those yeses. Are they for, oh, okay. That looks like we understand it. Okay, so every time you use your constant difference as your multiplier, but make sure it is constant, okay? As in, you must check between term 0 and term 1 and term 2, term 3 and term 4, you are getting the same difference. Otherwise, it is not constant, which means it will not work. Okay, guys, Novuyo, you need to ask a specific question. Where did I lose you? Go over it once more. Okay. So between the terms, okay, between 40 and 80 and 120, 160, we need to find the constant difference, okay? Constant difference means, what am I adding or subtracting over and over? So that's what constant difference means. What am I adding or subtracting over and over? Tell me in the chat what that is for the same sequence. What am I adding or subtracting? $40. We're not listening. I see a lot of stuff in the chat and you're not answering my question. What am I adding or subtracting in this case? From term 1 to term 2 to term 3 to term 4. What are we adding or subtracting? Thank you. We're adding 40, right? So now that we have 40, it's going to be our multiplier. Take note, it is positive 40. It's just that I don't write the plus in front of that. So now we know this is going to be our multiplier. So you write it down. It's going to be 40 times something, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now we want to check with the first term. So you take the term number, which is 1, and you say 40 times 1. And which answer do we want? We want to get 40 out of this. So do we need to add or subtract anything to get 40? So far we have 40 times 1. Do we need to add or subtract anything? No. So our rule will just be 40 times the term number. Then I said you go and check with your other terms. So you say for term number 2, it's going to be 40 times 2, which is 80. That would be correct because 80 corresponds with the 80 that is in the table. What if we wanted term number 10? Tell me in the chat. What would be term number 10? This is the rule that we have established. Oratile, do you have a question or are you answering? 40 times 10, which is 400. Beautiful, guys. Term number 10 would be 40 times 10, and that would give us 400. Do you see why these rules are useful? We know that you add 40 from term 1 to term 2, but are you going to write, what if I say what is term 100? Are you going to write all of these terms until you get to term 100? That's too tedious, né? Also, I can ask you stuff like, what is term number 20? You would have to say 40 times the term number, which would be 20, and that gives us 800. Thank you, beautiful people. You are getting it. You are getting it. We all know how to use the rules, but let's practice finding them. Okay, I'm hoping we are with me at this point. Novoyo has her hand up. Novoyo.
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Ma'am, so ma'am, in order to find the value of the next term, ma'am, you must multiply, say the term number is 20. Ma'am, you must multiply 20 by 40.
Yes. So we found the rule.
Ma'am,
The rule was you take 40 and you multiply it by whatever term number it is, or the term position. So if I say to you, what is term number 150? Then you're still going to say 40 times 150 and then get your answer. You see?
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're welcome. Does it always multiply? Yes, ma'am. Sometimes we add a minus in between there, but it is always multiply. Never change the sign. That depends, my darling. It depends on whether we are adding, going up or going down. We're going to do an example like that just now. Okay, we are back here. Okay, now we have different blocks. Okay, this is going to be 3 different patterns. I'm telling you guys now. So we're going to find the patterns. A, if there's a linear one, we're going to use our method. If there's a non-linear one, we're going to try and use our brains and check how we get it. Let's start with number of black squares. How many black squares are in? Obviously, the smallest one is the first one. Are in arrangement number 1. 4. What about arrangement number 2? 4. What is the pattern here? What is the pattern, my good people? Number 3 is also 4. What does this mean? They are all 4. Nope, we are not adding 4. It's important to have the right terminology. We are not multiplying by 4. I actually could say we're just multiplying by 1, but that has nothing to do with the term number. So you can just say it remains constant. It stays the same. We do not change it. So this will be 4, 4, 4, 4. So even if I'm in arrangement number 200, tell me how many black squares I'm gonna have. 4. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, this is constant, meaning it does not change. We are getting it. Let's go to gray squares. This is arrangement number 1, 2, and 3. How many gray squares are in arrangement number 1? In number 1, how many gray squares do we have? There we go. We have 4. Okay. What about in arrangement number 2? We have 8 gray squares. Count carefully, guys. This is arrangement number 2. I numbered them. We have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arrangement number 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. What's happening here? Tell me how to get to the next one. Tell me how to get to the next one. Add 4. So we have 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and 36. What kind of pattern is this, my dear people? Gabelo's hand is up. Hi, Gabelo. I'm guessing Oratile wanted to answer. No, my dear.
Hello, how are you?
Well, and you?
I'm good, thanks. I've been trying to answer along with you, but then I can't seem to be finding it on my phone.
Okay, it's probably because you're on the chat. On your phone, you can't look at both screens at the same time. So swipe, change views. Change the views to see only the board.
Which one?
There should be a whiteboard on your screen right now.
Wait,
There should be a what?
A whiteboard on your screen with the questions
Yes.
and answers. That's what we're looking at.
Okay, but then where do I answer? Like when you say, what's the first number? The first number is 4. The second one is 8.
Okay.
How do I
okay.
answer
You're
you?
supposed to have a book in front of you and be practicing on your own so you can check yourself. If you want to answer with me, you raise your hand like you did now, and then I'll ask you, please answer this one, and then we'll do it together. Okay,
Oh, okay. All right.
there we go. Okay, thanks, Melissa. Okay, guys. So you are saying that the next pattern is 4 times table, but I wanted you guys to tell me that it's a linear pattern, guys, because we keep adding 4. Remember, where did we say is a linear pattern? It's one that has a constant difference. In this case, we keep adding 4, so this has to be a linear. Okay. Okay, guys, Eddie is okay. Don't, please remember what we said in the chat. We will block the chat if we get distracted. Yes, so the constant difference, that's why we say it is a linear number pattern. Okay, now let's complete the white squares quickly. First, how many white squares do we have? First arrangement, how many white squares do we have? We have 1. And in the second one, how many white squares do we have? I love it, guys. Your participation is giving me life today. We have 4. If it's non-linear, it's a constant ratio, my dear. So we are multiplying or dividing. Or it's irregular, but we'll get there. Okay? Yes, if it is not linear, it is probably non-linear. Yes, 3 has 9. What's the pattern here, guys? Do we see a pattern? Okay, I just saw a hand go up, so I'm hoping someone wants to answer me. Who was it? I can't even see. Samanja,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want to answer?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of pattern is this? What are these?
Which pattern, ma'am? Again?
We are on white squares. What is the next number? We have a 1, a 4, a 9.
1. Please let me calculate.
Okay, Spamandla, in future first calculate, okay? Then raise your hand.
Yes.
Here we go. Once you get the answer, raise your hand again. Let's hear from you, okay?
Okay.
Cool. Okay, I see you guys in the chat. Oratile wants to answer with me. Hi, Oratile.
Ma'am, I think, ma'am, that you're saying +3.
Okay.
I said +3, and then +4.
Are you adding 4 though?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
Check it.
+5.
Okay, and then?
I think, ma'am, it's gonna also be +7.
Okay, you can do it like that. I get what you're doing, né? But these are
Yes,
special
ma'am.
types of numbers. Do you recognize them?
Yes, ma'am.
What are they?
Odd numbers, ma'am.
Number 4 is not odd. What
Okay,
type of
ma'am.
numbers are they?
Prime numbers.
No.
Right?
Number 4 is not a prime number. Neither is number 9. They are
Um,
square numbers. What's
oh,
one
yeah.
squared?
Oh,
One.
yeah. Yes,
Two
now I
squared.
realize.
There we go. Now you realize, ne?
Yes, ma'am.
The more you practice, the better it is to recognize, the easier it is to recognize them. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so let's finish this table, guys. 4 squared will be 16. 5 squared will be 25. 6 squared will be 36. 7 squared will be 49. 10 squared is 100. And 20 squared is 400. Okay, so we only had one linear sequence. Now let's find the general term for this. Oh, geez. Excuse me. Let's find the general term. What is our constant difference for our linear sequence? Number pattern, excuse me. Jeez. Call them sequences in the other grades. This is the pattern we're looking at. What is our constant difference? Is everyone there? There you go. The constant difference is 4. Now, what is 4 going to be? Give me the word I used. What do we make 4? Now that we have our constant difference, we make it the starts with the M. There we go. Make it the multiplier, which means we are going to times it with something. Now, if we want term 1, then we're going to say 4 times 1 equals, and we want an answer of 4. So tell me, are we going to add or subtract anything? We have 4 times 1, and what we want is 4. So are we going to add or subtract anything? Anyone? Someone? There we go. No, we aren't. So our rule is literally 4 times the term number. We haven't started using n first. That's why I'm using the long words. Okay, let's do a brain break very quickly. Few people raise your hand quick. Mpo's hand is already up, so I'm gonna go ahead and unmute. Hi, Mpo.
Hi, ma'am.
You wanna do a brain break with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see what we have today for our tongue twisters. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Fast and don't cheat me. I will cry.
Ish. Okay, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay, there we go. Let's hear.
Tricky tongue twister strip. Yo.
Say it out loud.
Tricky tongue twister strip. Thrilly off the tongue. Yo.
Thrillingly off the town. You were pretty close. Thank you, Mpo.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Go practice. Oratile is here for some more. Hi, Oratile.
Yes, ma'am.
We are ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see what you're going to get. Chichi really wants to do this. I'll give you a chance, Chichi. Let's hear.
If you must cross a coast, cross cow.
That was easy. That was too easy for you, Oratile. I'm not happy.
Sorry, ma'am.
I'm not happy at all. Chichi, I have a special one saved for you. Don't worry. Ndalo,
Yes, ma'am.
you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear. Uh-huh.
Pet kid cured
Yeah.
pulled cord.
Yo. Say it again.
Pet kid cured. I can't read that other one.
It's poured.
Oh, poured kid pulled cord.
Pad kid poured curd pulled coat. Odd. Even my tongue is getting twisted. Terrible. Thank you, Ndalo. Okay. Amashle, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next Bangladesh, don't worry. Okay, let's see what Amashle gets. There we go. Let's hear you, Amashle.
I saw Susie sitting in a shoes shine shop. Where she sits, she shines, and where she shines, she sits. Susie sitting in a shoes shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits,
Yo.
she shines.
Did we all hear that Amatle was bordering on swearing there? She was very close. Very close. But thank you, Amatle.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, I promised Bongobuche, but I also promised Chichi, and that's awkward because I only have one left. Chichi, you played yesterday, didn't you? You'll be fine. People were laughing. Did you hear what she said? I'm just asking. That's all I'm asking. It's fine. I saw you guys laughing and reacting. Sorry, Chichi, there's only one left. There's one which is next. Stop laughing, guys. I'm watching your reaction. Sis. Smogushe?
Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bo.
Okay.
You are ready.
Hasn't shown and I showed up here. Still waiting for it.
There we go.
I don't see. Okay. He sees that a two twisted.
We can't hear you. Your network.
Twist twice as tight as one. Once twisted twice. Again.
We can't hear you. There we go. You're back.
Okay, should I start again?
Yes. Noise. Is it my network, guys?
He says that a two twice twisted twisted twice twist.
Hi, Spongobushe. We're gonna have to give it to Chichi. We can't hear you properly. The problem is Chichi is cheating because she's been looking at it this whole time. Chichi? Chichi. Hello, Chichi. Come on now. You asked to do this. You have 5 seconds or I'm giving it to someone else. Okay, Sibuye.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, let's hear what you got.
He says that a two twice twisted twice, twist twice as tight as once twist twine, twisted twice. But I say that a two twice twisted twice does not twist as tight as once twisted twice.
Oh, I don't even know if you're cheating because you're so fast. Like you shy. That was beautiful. Phew.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Guys, my brain is exploding now. I'm just like, what did happen just mean? What? See, even my English is running away. Yee. That was beautiful, guys. I'm enjoying these tongue twisters. I really am. I like these long ones. I think I need to pump it up a little bit. Okay, evil laugh. No, man. There's no evil laugh today. Kante, how are you, Wena? It's just nice vibes today. No evil laughs. Where is this thing going? Okay, let's find the general term for these ones, guys. So we have 3, 9, 15, and 21. That's number 1. We have number 2, and we have number 3. So I want the general term. How do we get any of these terms? Okay. I just bit my tongue this, right? My brain is buffering now. I'm just like, eh. Okay. We add 6, guys, but 6 becomes our multiplier. You need to do all the steps. So what I want you to do on your book, you say, if we're adding 6, which is our constant difference, it becomes your multiplier. So you're gonna say 6 times first term, we want 3. If we want 3, what do we need to do after times and 6? Tell me in the chat. What do we need to 6 to get to 3? Because term number 1 is 3, isn't it, guys? This is term number 1. Okay, we're using 1 for term number 1. Let me highlight them. This one comes from the fact that it's term number 1. So what do we still need to do there to get the answer that we want? Subtract 3. Thank you, guys. Does it work for term number 2? So if I say 6 times term number 2 minus 3, what will my answer be? Remember about maths? What's 6 times 2 minus 3? 9. So it does work because we got a 9 there. Yeah, man, I want to change the color. We got a 9 over there. And indeed, term number 2 is 9. You see, guys, you have to test it. Then works for term number 3 as well. So our rule would be 6 times your term number minus 3. So now you can get any term under the sun. Let's do number 2 quickly. What's our constant difference in number 2? Oh, there is no constant difference. I just read it. Because there to there is plus 3, there to there is plus 5. This is an irregular pattern. Well, it has a special name, but that's not what we're doing today. Tando. Hi, Tando.
Hello, ma'am.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. This
Ma'am,
is
I just wanted to find out something. On question 1, where it's written minus 6 times 2 minus 3 equals 9.
oh, that's not a negative, sorry. That's just a pen.
Oh, okay.
Do you get it
Because
now?
on my calculator, it wrote as the answer negative 15.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't a
Yes.
negative. I think it was just my pen that's, yeah, that did some shocking stuff there.
Okay, ma'am.
Cool, thank you. Okay, since we're not finding the general term here, just tell me what the next term is here. What am I adding? This is indeed a quadratic. No, we just added 7. So what's next? We have to add 9. So then our next term will be 24. Okay, and then the last one, how much are we adding? Is that 7 or 4 below? It's a 7, my darling. Plus 11, so your final term will be 35. Okay, we already have an answer from Tongusi for the last one, 7n minus 2. Indeed, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. So 7 is our multiplier, so 7 times. Let's do term number 1. 7 times 1, and we want 5. Indeed, you do subtract 2. That's going to be 7 multiplied by your term number minus 2. No, Amahle, there's a way to write it. The rule from term to term is adding odd numbers, but we want the relationship from the term number to the value of the term. But we'll do it when the time is right. Okay, don't want to confuse us. Okay, we have solved our problems. I want an interesting. There we go. Let's do the one table. Let's do the one table. And then we'll conclude this lesson because you guys have to do the quiz. Okay, in situations like this, guys, I suggest you start with ones that are next to each other. See here, we have 3 consecutive answers next to each other. That's where I suggest you start. Yes, it is a Thursday, so there is a quiz, my darling. Okay, answer for number 1. Spelele, I'm not sure what you're asking. We already wrote the answer for number 1. It's next to it. 6 times the term number minus 3. Okay, we have to do this quickly because you guys have to do the quiz. Okay, let's work with y equals, there are a lot of 9s, my darling. You need to be specific. Let's work with consecutive terms. How did we get from 7 to 5? Let's get our constant difference first. Constant difference. What's our constant difference? Let's see. Hey, you guys are superstars. So we are subtracting 2 because from there to there say minus 2, from there to there say minus 2. So tell me, what was before 7? If we are subtracting 2, then this one has to be greater than 7. What was it? 9, because 9 minus 2 is 7. Let's fill in here. What have we here? Under 2. Okay, we are after now. We're not there. Yes. Let's go share. Under 2, we have a 1 because 3 minus 2 is 1. So I want to just show you that our rule works even when you have a negative constant difference. So we've established that our constant difference is negative 2. What do we do with our constant difference again? Remind me, everyone in the chat. We have our constant difference. We make it your what do we make it? What do we do with the constant difference? Multiplier. Yes, 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 my beautiful people. So when I have to say negative 2 times, I'm still taking term number 1 because it's the easiest to work with, times 1. And we want an answer that's going to be 3, right? What's negative 2 times 1? Let's see how our integers are. What's negative 2 times 1? Integers, a positive and a negative. There we go, negative 2. So what do we have to add or subtract to get to 3? First of all, do we have to add or subtract something? Let's first decide whether we are adding or subtracting. To go from negative 2, which is what we have right now, are we going to need to add or subtract something? Add. Beautiful. So how much do we add? From negative 2 to 3. If your integers are a little bit shaky, I suggest we go and revise them, guys. It's going to be very beneficial in this chapter. What do we add? We add 5. We add 5. Remember? Who's Pile? Oh my gosh, that is terrible. I tried to draw like guys. Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. I tried to use the ruler, guys, but we add 5. We add 5, okay? Can do this. Okay, that's my number line. And then I'm starting here at negative 2, and I'm adding, that means I'm going that way. Negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're there, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get us to 3. So we add 5. Let us test this with a different term number. Yes, yes, Chichi, it's supposed to. These could be coordinates of a graph, right? Let's test it with a different one. Let's try term number negative 2. I know it doesn't make sense right now, but just it's a sequence, okay? So if I say negative 2 times negative 2 plus 5 equals. What's negative 2 times negative 2? Tell me in the chat. 4, and then when you add 5, what will your answer be? 9. Is 9 what we were looking for? Yes, we have a 9 there, and indeed we have a 9 in our table. Okay, now that we have our rule, let's finish the table. So term number 9 is going to have to be negative 2 times 9 plus 5. Tell me how much term number 9 is, guys. There we go, little Buhle. It's negative 13. Negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. And when you add 5, you'll get negative 13. You guys are superstars. I actually can't with you guys. I actually can't. Oh, look what's happening here, guys. Now we need to find the position of the term. I'm glad I'm in with something strong so that you guys can see what's going on. So we have -2 times the term number plus 5, and this must give you how much? Let's see the first one. -21. -21. Now, guys, this is term number, so we're going to put in. We have to work backwards now, right? We have to work backwards. So if we are adding 5 here, what do we do to get rid of 5? If you have a +5, what would you have to do to get rid of it? Tell me in the chat. -5. So if you have a -2 times n plus 5 here, you're going to -5 to get rid of it. But what you do on the left-hand side, you have to go and do on the right. Oh, Chichi's hand was up just now. Where did it go? You're going to have to do on the right-hand side. This antivirus thing is irritating me because every 2 minutes it's antivirus. Oh, you wanted to answer? You could have just answered. Why did you vanish? So if you're going to do it on the left, you're going to do it on the right. So now we're left with -2 times n equals -26. Now we have to get rid of times -2. How do we get rid of times -2? Passe. That's not what we're doing here. Don't confuse everyone. How do we get rid of times -2? What is the opposite of timesing? Divide. Thank you, Amatle. So we're going to divide both sides by -2, divide by -2. And now we have your term number equals. What is -26 divided by -2? Two negatives give you a positive, and my final answer is what? It's okay. Is 13. So guys, term number 13 will be equal to -21. Want you guys to take a screenshot of this. This is where we're starting on Monday, and then enjoy your quiz. We are going to tap out